Everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain YouTube, streaming to over 10,000 subscribers on 3 channels. So big shout out to everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying the mad mega rally for Bitcoin, crypto, and Pulsechain. It is pretty awesome. We're going to get into all the charts and markets. We're also going to get into some of the project updates today, and I've got something nice to show you on the chart, so you're going to enjoy that. Woohoo! Get the alpha on the Hex Token Superman Pulsechain YouTube. That's all we can say. So I hope you guys are having a good time out there. Let's get into it. We've got a few things going on. So presumably the audio is going well. I haven't actually checked the audio, but normally I check it on the way in. But hey, just the way it goes. Let's have a look here. So boom, 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 boom. Let's see who's there. Hello, are you there? Are you there? I'm checking in. Lies Beneath is there. That's cool. How are you today? Very good, of course. It is super sunny outside, like really warm, really hot. It is beautiful outside, really cool. And I'm looking forward to going outside, doing lots of activities today after the live stream. It's currently 12:30 p.m. So lunchtime on Saturday, the 21st of October here in New Zealand at the bottom of the world. Of course, woohoo, let's go. We got the Golden Strategy, Richard Hart, Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLXX in the center for the win. And boy, have they pumped today. Wow. And of course, we're going to talk all about that. Thanks very much to Lies for bringing in the alpha every day. Roger Patrick, woo! We're climbing back to the, what's it, the 405? Is that it? Yeah, 405. Is that right? Yeah. On Pulse, and all the RH coins are doing well, says Roger Patrick. Awesome. Yeah, you guys have been here, diamond hands accumulating. So congratulations to you. Very cool indeed. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Sandy Beach, have we? There's Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see Sandy Beach. And Sandy Beach has posted her link to her health and fitness update, which we're going to cover actually when we get into the content. So stay tuned for that too. Who else has jumped in here? Rod Patrick says Mint holding on good as well. Yeah, Mintra launched their token. Mintra, the platform is going to launch before the end of the month. So that's going well. We're going to talk more bit about that. We've got an update from Gerardo as well, the founder of that project. Roger Factory says morning to everybody, which is pretty nice. And morning to Superman as well. Roger Factory, yeah, let's go. We've got Joey Torres as well. Hi all, good to see you, Joey. Welcome to the chat. We've got Brennan as well, our TA specialist. Woo, morning all folks. And man, a lot of excitement in the chat there. I see that. That's pretty cool. Lazy Hexkin, hey, good to see you, Lazy Hexkin. Welcome to the chat too. It's still Friday in the USA. That is correct. Northern Hemisphere, it's still Friday. But it is good old Saturday already down under. So South Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, it's still very much the new day. What else? We got HH in the house there. Hello, good to see HH. Diamond hands, that's right. Yeah, you guys didn't panic. And man, it's starting to pay off. It's just the beginning, isn't it? Just the beginning too. But a nice little move high, a very important move indeed. That pivot move, we would say. Brennan says, congrats to those people that made money from some trades, says Brennan. Well, congratulations to you, Brennan. Well done on that. He is our TA specialist. Wink, wink. And that is cool. Shall we get into it? Let's do it. Let's switch around. Bing! There we go. Bam, to the corner. And of course, let's bring in the main stuff here. We've got look, what is this? The channel's being attacked. We're being attacked by really cute shoes. Really cute shoes here on the channel. Whose feet are those? Whose feet are those? Who could they be? With the extra cute shoes on. That's crazy. Yes, you guessed it. It is Sandy Beach. Bam, that is Sandy Beach. There's a zoom. That's Sandy Beach's new cute shoes. And of course, there it is on the top there. This is the latest workout. Today's workout, of course, with machines to failure. So a full-on workout today, Sandy Beach has done. Chest, shoulders, back, buys, tries, legs, curls, and extensions. And of course, on top of that, if you thought you were already exhausted, you've got a 2-mile walk as well. Woo! But don't worry, you've got the cute new shoes on, and you can see that for sure. That is working pretty well. So big shout out to Sandy Beach out there, looking cool, looking groovy. And those are my feet, says Sandy. Yeah, indeed, they are. But the cool shoes, that's the cute shoes. All right, so that is from Sandy, and the link to that is in the chat there somewhere. Where did I posted it up here earlier? Oh, no, Sandy Beach posted it. That is the link if you want to go follow. Give Sandy a follow. If you want to be inspired with your health and fitness, definitely do that. I'm already up to day number 76, I think, on my walk. Day 76 on my walk is where I'm up to, which I'll do today in the sun. Get the health and fitness up there. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, Sandy. And we got Brendan says Wookie's feet. No, Wookie's feet. Wookie's feet would have big fur on. Wookie's feet would have big fur on those. So it can't be Wookie's feet. Right. So that is that. Let's get into the stock market. We're going to go from Sandy's cute shoes to the stock market, and we're not going to say too much about the stock market today. The title says S&P 500 off lows as Treasury yields retreat, but mixed corporate earnings. That's kind of the title, but we're just going to do the big summary here. Basically, the market down again for the Friday on the stock market. Remember, had a very good last week, was very good. Beginning of the week was very good. The last couple of days, not so great. The last 3 days. And this is the close for Friday. Down almost 0.9% on the Dow Jones, 286 points to 33,100. S&P 500 down 1.25 points. Percentage points, down 53 points to 4,224. Remember that the fund strats Tom Lee is bullish about the S&P running up and towards the end of the year. His target is 4,800 and it's currently 4,224. So fingers crossed that does happen, because if all the markets are kind of feeling good and rallying, that's kind of good, I think. But on the other hand, maybe the stock market needs to be a bit cool off, a bit of a cool off, and then maybe have a rally a bit later. That'd be cool too. So I think that might be a better situation possibly. The Nasdaq there is up down 1.5% at 200 points, just below 13,000 there now, and that's got all the tech companies, of course. US dollars down versus trading partners a little bit there, 105.96. And let's have a look at the oil prices. They're down a little bit there, a third of a percent, down like 25 cents at $88 and $92 respectively for West Texas and Brent oil. Gold is still holding up pretty well, just like crypto. Remember BlackRock guy talking about gold being the quality assets. In fact, we might play that video. I love that video. It really is a bullish video, and I think it's actually helped contribute to this rally that we've been having, which has been pretty cool. Let's watch that quickly.
Clients around the world about the need for crypto. I mean, when you think about, I think some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
So gold, treasuries, and crypto. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. I mean, it really is cool. So we're really liking that from the BlackRock guy. Although, they're still evil guys. They're going to be up to no good, right? But at least they're giving crypto some kudos there. So that is the numbers there for gold. Gold there is at $9.92, up $11, 0.6%. Silver up 2% on silver. I told you if the interest rates pivot in the future, silver is very likely to really rally, super rally on silver. That's up 0.5% at $23.50. So those are the commodities. We're going to move on and quickly to look at the Fed rate monitor. We are ticking our way to the next Fed meeting. It is 1 week and 4 days away in 18 hours. It's going to be on the 1st of November at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we have almost 100% of the market expecting a no change. So bullish for us. Really, really cool. Let's have a look at December, the last one for the year. That has dropped down to 20%. So it's sitting about 25, I think. That's down to 20% there that think there's going to be a rate hike of 25 basis points. So that is actually shrinking. So that's kind of cool too. No change would be very good news for us leading into Christmas, so that we can get our window of opportunity and get our nice rally building up, which would be pretty cool. And of course, that would build out very nicely with the Bitcoin ETF news, as you guys know, which has been a very bullish narrative as well. And we covered that yesterday too, which is pretty cool. And this was the update about that. The fact that we were sort of banking a couple of days ago, we were banking on the Bitcoin ETF potentially coming out in Q1, which was a bullish time, right? But of course, Michael Novogratz there from Galaxy was talking about it being possibly this year, the end of this year, which is kind of lining up perfectly, right? So we'll quickly listen to that one too. Actually, it's a bit long, that one, but I thought it was pretty cool. We might listen to that later on in the live stream, but very, very cool video. All right, what else we got there? Let's jump away to the crypto and have a look at that. Whee! This was so fun to watch yesterday. I'm sure all of you were enjoying the crypto run at the moment. That was really cool. So we've got Bitcoin there at 29,707, up 3.6%, and we've got Ethereum there up 2.5% at $1,600, which was absolutely fantastic on that result. So really, really cool things happening there. BNB is up as well to $212. Bitcoin Cash there actually doing pretty well, up 6% to 240. Kind of some of the standouts there. Solana up 9.3%, up to $27. So some cool stuff happening there. But man, when these things haven't even started running really, Bitcoin's kind of led the way. Typically, Bitcoin would lead the way, consolidate, and then the altcoins would rally. And so we're going to see whether that happens again as we get more into bullish territory for the Bitcoin. And I guess getting over that $30,400 mark is going to be pretty important. I'm sure Brendan agrees with that. So getting excited about where this Bitcoin is going for sure. So that leads us into the Bitcoin chart. So let's go there. And this is the window of opportunity. And boy, is it playing out. Boy, is it playing out. Man, oh man, we had the Ethereum ETFs at the beginning that were kind of a little bit exciting leading into it. Then a bit of a fizzle out when they launched. But they'll probably build up over time in terms of capital. And then, of course, we had the political side of things. So the Fed meeting looks like a non-event, which is good news for us, right? And, of course, we're probably just a window opportunity continues on there. However, the speaker's race is turning out to be more of a problem. We've got the old rhinos in the Republican Party holding back the approval of Jim Jordan today's vote. So that's a real problem. And as I understand it, for the time being, he has bowed out. But we will see what happens in that space. The rhinos are, they're just the enemy of the people, basically. And hopefully we'll get, hopefully, I'm still hoping for Jim Jordan. That would be the best outcome. And so fingers crossed on that. So no leader of the House yet, still the interim leader. And of course, we've got to deal with that budget in the future too. And that time frame is closing down. So this is becoming more of an issue with the leadership and the budget stopgap. So we'll have to see. We'll just keep monitoring that and see how that goes. But in any case, the financial markets are good. Political leadership, a little bit of an issue, and the budget later on, 16th of November. So a window of opportunity still in play. And Bitcoin is, as BlackRock was saying, a quality asset and good for a move up. And so here we go. And of course, let's see if we can get that Bitcoin ETF playing out too. I think that's going to be pretty bullish. So we actually might play that video because it is actually a very good video on the Galaxy guys. So if you missed it yesterday, we're going to play it again today.
This report, let's start with all of the excitement / hype / I don't know what about the fact that not just BlackRock, but Fidelity and so many others have attempted at least or have applications in to try to get a Bitcoin ETF going. And the question is whether just because they're asking, is it going to be approved?
Yeah, it's going to get approved. We actually think, we're partnered with Invesco on an application. We think it happens this year in 2023. All the indications of dealing seem to be heading in the right direction. And that's, from
what's Mike, though, because I don't want people to, Mike, people are going to say he's talking his book. He owns a lot of Bitcoin. He wants this to happen, obviously. What would you pinpoint and specifically suggest that you're seeing around the approval process that is somehow different today than it was a year ago, than it was 2 or 3 years ago?
The most significant piece was the SEC lost in court, right? The judge said, "What are you talking about, SEC? You have a futures ETF and you're saying you can't have a cash ETF. That makes intellectually zero sense." And I think that put the SEC on the back foot. And I think Gensler needs a win. There's a tremendous amount of pressure to do something that is rational. The American public wants this. BlackRock, who's the largest asset manager in the world, is out publicly saying we're going to get this done. And it's, I can't talk specific about conversations our guys are having, and, that's on the Invesco side. But talking to all the other people, it just feels like the dialogue with the SEC is all heading in the right direction.
But when you say the dialogue with the SEC, have you seen a shift, a fundamental shift in the way the SEC, anecdotally, I imagine, would have to be the only way you'd know this, has changed the approach to thinking about this in light of that lawsuit, which is to say, Lena Khan has lost lawsuits before, in her agency at the FTC. That hasn't shifted the way she thinks about antitrust regulation in the United States.
Yeah, just the public filings back and forth and the comments that you're reading online. The people's comments are much more constructive, and when you go to the comment period, what they're asking about all seems much more specific than general, and that seems to be a good sign. We'll see. I don't have a crystal ball. This is my intuition.
Right. By the way, do you have any thought on what happened during this week and how that report came about? I know that organization is planning to investigate how the report was written, but there's some people that are anxious or worried that there's manipulation at play.
The last day for the SEC to file an appeal on that suit came and went, and so there was some expectation or excitement. And Cointelegraph, I believe, put out an errant report. We were sitting on our desk thinking, I don't think Cointelegraph is going to be the person who breaks, this story. I think the SEC probably has other sources if they want to break a story. And so I was a little skeptical myself. What it does tell you is the market will head higher on any positive news, right? You're going to have Invesco's Salesforce, BlackRock Salesforce, Cathie Wood's Salesforce, Fidelity Salesforce, all out selling Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has always been an instrument that is sold, not bought, right? It's getting people in the first time, explaining to them what it is. I think by far the most bullish thing that happened was Larry Fink on TV saying, don't worry about that rumor where Bitcoin's going up because people see it as a store of value and as a flight to quality asset. That's the largest asset manager in the world. And it's no longer talking about how it works or why it's important. It's just a recognized macro asset. And that's a huge psychological shift.
So I really love that interview. I think that's really great and very insightful. So in any case, it was 28,300 when Michael Novogratz did that interview. And of course, now it is up at 29,687. And the high for today, look at that. The high for today was 30,248. So really, really cool. Another move higher on another day. This chart's about to close in 12 minutes. So another move higher, and good for gold. Get back over that 30K and start marching up. That would be pretty cool towards Christmas. Let's bring it on. We've waited long enough. So let's get some movement going on this chart and get into the bull market. That'd be pretty cool. So that is currently where we are at the moment. Let's have a look on the monthly. Just have a quick look at that, see how we're going. Let me zoom down on this. So there's the monthly there at the moment. Nice big green candles are looking very, very cool. Of course, that is our last bull market back here. And getting a nice little zigzag up here would be pretty cool. So looking good is the old Bitcoin. All right, let's move away from that. Bam. And we're going to get into Pulsechain. Day 161. 161. Before we do that, though, we had a few new people in the house there I want to shout out to. Brownie's in the house. Good to see Brownie. J-Pon as well. Harry Williams. Yo, yo, yo. We got Dan Wednesday looking good in there. Hey, good to see you, Dan. He's just highlighting Zen looking bullish. It is indeed. And we've got two protocols coming up on Pulsechain. We're going to talk about that. That's from the Zen community or Zen ecosystem. So we're going to talk about that too. We got Property View in the house there. Good to see Hex up. Yeah, really nice to see Hex up. Property View. Very excited about that. And Diamond Hands winning the game. All right, let's move on here. We got day 161 results. Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0494. What a big tease is Pulse. And we're up 6.24%. We are almost at 50% of sacrifice price, 49%, just above that. So pretty exciting. And you guys know that 5,000 is where we want to get to. So we're at 494 at the moment, 4,940. It is heading in the right direction. PulseX is looking pretty good. Oh, we got Archie has dropped some memberships. So if you want to grab those, definitely grab those. Archie has dropped some 5 Hex Token memberships. Dan got one. Ivor got one. Blair got one. Tintop got one. And Tony Chan got one. So congratulations to all 5 of you. And, of course, a big shout-out to Archie for doing that. That's awesome, supporting the channel. Now, if you want to support the channel, also hit the join button. You become a member on Superman Crypto or Hex Token channel. And, of course, if you want to join our Discord, the link's in the video description for that too. Join up. and it is a private Discord. You get all the alpha, early insights into all the projects. Honestly, we're the best coverage of the Pulsechain rollout and all the projects. You get all the early intel, get in there, and ultimately you got the best community in there as well. So get in on the Hex Token Discord. Is amazing, and we've got great people in there. All right, so thank you much, Archie, for that. A bit of a sidetrack, but let's go. And Brennan's got the claps out, absolutely, and so is Sandy Beach there. So it's a winner. It's a winner chicken dinner, and of course that is the Discord there link. So join up today. All right, let's move on. We got Pulsex at quadruple 0132 up 6.35%. Pretty similar increase there as Pulsechain today. One Hex Pulse, I should say, will equal 3.74 Pulsex. So a nice little similar probably to yesterday in terms of that ratio. But the buy and burn is heading up to a very big number, 490.3 almost, let's say, billion pulse has been burned. So 490 billion pulse, almost at the $500 billion mark. Isn't that fantastic? But probably more importantly, it's 2.37% of the public supply of a Pulsex, which is also awesome. Very exciting about that. So it's going good. Now, the incentive token there is at $1.05. That's up 5.74%. The ratio is down. Is that down slightly? I think it is 21,309. And of course, there's well over 14 million in supply with 108,858 incentive tokens being burned through the TRH, a GameFi protocol from Jacob and the BNB PulsePot team there. Now, PHEX is the standout performer out of them at the moment, but probably not as good as EHEX. So PHEX is up 11.7%. We're at 0.0971. We are so close to 1%. We are so close to 1 cent on PX alone, which is pretty awesome. EHEX is at 0.059. And of course, the ratio of PHEX to EHEX is dropped dramatically. One PX will get you 1.64. EHEX only, what was it, 4 or 5 days ago? That was a 2.5 ratio. It's now 1.64. So dramatic change in that relativity. And we've talked about that in the past. So it's nice to see it happening. Very exciting indeed. Now, one of the catalysts too will be the 9-inch DEX. It's going to have a very juicy reward pool from the looks of it for Hex. So that's going to be pretty cool. Remember, 9-inch is a dual listing. It's going to be launching on Ethereum and on Pulsechain. And that's exciting for Hex as well. So there's multiple benefits coming out of the 9-inch DEX. So it's turning out to be quite a superstar there. And of course, the launch potentially imminent. So we're going to cover that later on. That is where we are at the moment. One PHEX will get you 196 pulse. So that's definitely looking that's looking stronger. It's pretty cool. So let's move on into the charts. And we've got a big one today on the charts here. And of course, let's have a look at where we are on the charts here. So this is our elongated ascending triangle. And we are busting out. We're busting out finally. Yes, 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 yes. It's happening. And how far have we got so far? We've got up to quadruple 05023. So we've got that 5,000 mark. You know, we've been trying to target that for a long time. But on our 4th main attempt, we have done it. So attempt 1 back here, attempt 2, a weak attempt here, 3, and we did it on the 4th attempt, which is pretty cool. And out we go. So theoretically, hopefully we'll just keep busting out of here, especially if Bitcoin keeps rallying, and we'll find support over the 5,000. The next target, of course, is 5,600, and pretty bullish on that. So we've still got to get over the 5,000 cleanly. We're not quite there yet. We're at 4,943, but very promising in the chart there, especially if Bitcoin goes over that 30K and stays there. We're watching out for that. So very close to a complete proper breakout. We've got 6 minutes to go on the chart. It would be very nice if we had hit 5,000 in 6 minutes time. That would be pretty cool. So unless someone comes along and does that, that'd be quite sweet. I'm not sure what Brennan thinks of that, but that is super bullish on the chart there. We've got our higher lows printed in 1, 2, 3 higher lows, and we faked out here, but we've come down this ascending triangle and looks like we're breaking out, which is pretty cool. Now, you guys might see, do you guys see something that's on the chart that we don't normally have? Yeah, let's get it. So we're up 6% on the day, which is still a pretty modest day by crypto standards. But look, do you see what's up on the right-hand side there? What is that? That's a roadmap, dudes. I just put that in. So that is the roadmap. Now, there's a couple of tentative positions there, but this is not even all the projects, by the way. There's probably a lot more out there that are rolling out, but these are the ones that we've been covering recently. So I think it looks pretty good, don't you? So we got potentially 1 inch, potentially within the next 24 hours is the 1 inch, and that's going to be pretty bullish. So we're going to talk about that when we get up to the project there. Maybe we should talk about them straight away. Should we do that? We're going to talk about that now. Let us think about that. Let's get into that now. Let's do a Hexy. Let's do it now while we're here. Actually, we're going to wait. We're going to come back to this Pulsechain, but these are the launches. Look at the launches coming up, and these aren't all of them, but look at them all just coming. Bang, 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 bang. This is the second wave of launches. There are more than this, but these are the ones that I've got listed at the moment. I did this before the live stream. So we've got 9-inch, 9mm core product, flagship product coming. That's probably pretty close to within by the end of this week, so Sunday. So pretty cool. And DBZ crypto, 23rd, coming in pretty quickly on 23rd. Mintra before the end of October, so this could be any time before is Mintra. That is the kind of the maximum period there that Mintra could launch. So it could launch anytime up to the 31st of October. I've just got it at the back end at the moment. Sugarbeat, potentially 4th of November. Is Sugarbeat. Now that's up to 2 weeks. So it could launch anytime in this space, but 2 weeks was the tease. So we're going to go 2 weeks. And then, of course, the Fetch Oracle has been delayed, and we're going to talk about that. So that's coming up too. We'll do more on that. Liquid loans will therefore be deferred, and then Power City and then PulseBot have got out the back end there as well. So these are last back times are tentative, but they're probably logical following that they're coming in after Fetch Oracle. So that's kind of the play out at the moment. So it's a pretty fun time for Pulsechain. And of course, this is not even all the projects. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Gives you a bit of an insight of where things might be coming out onto the Pulsechain. And you saw it here first here on Hex Token channel, which is just how we rock and roll here on the channel. This is what we do. All right, let's go to PulseX. PulseX here is looks like it's almost breaking out too. A little bit lagging, but PulseX here is up 6.4%. And we're up, we've had a high of a quadruple 135. You guys know I've been wanting to get over the 1300 mark, and we're over 1300 at the moment. So this is looking very promising on the old PulseX, which is pretty cool. Let's have a quick look at the RSIs. The RSI at the moment on Pulsechain is up at 66. So we've still got room to move. Still got room to move and get over that 5,000 quite comfortably on the RSI on Pulsechain. On PulseX also, we are down at 65. We've still got room to move higher before we get into the overbought territory. So promising. It's looking promising on that. The incentive token, let's look at that. It's at $1.05 and the ratio, and it has been still shedding. Look at that, still shedding a little bit there. We're at 21,300. Moving to PHEX. PHEX chart's even better. Look at this chart. This is even better. This is a clear breakout to the upside, and looking very good there. 96, almost 9700 there, and almost back to 1 cent. So really, really cool. 1 cent is right above us here. Looking really good on this chart, and that's fantastic. And the RSI still not overbought, just about there though, 68. So slightly more than Pulsechain and PulseX, but still room to move and get to hit that 1 cent mark, which apparently is also the 100 EMA on the 1 cent too. So that's pretty cool. That EMA moving average, so kind of cool. But of course, the big star of the day, because PHEX is up, as what we say, 11%, but EHEX is up 33%. So PHEX is up 11.4%. EHEX is up 33%. Woohoo! Now it is off a lower base, of course, and it was relatively weak. But look at this thing! Wow! But it is well in overbought territory now. It is up at 85. So it's up at 85. But hey, look, it could stay up there and even go to 90 or something. But man, it is doing pretty well off that low base. So pretty exciting. Let's have a look at EHEX over this period of time. It's pretty much up 110%, which is pretty cool. 110% off the bottom. That's a very, very nice move on EHEX. And of course, that relativity has changed. Now you can get 1 PHEX to about 1.6 EHEX. So it's definitely closed down from 2.5 down to about 1.6. So EHEX has come back. So there we go. That is pretty cool. So those are the charts at the moment. We're going to keep open the Pulsechain one. We're going to close out these other ones. Those are Richard Hart tokens. And of course, the combined price of EHEX and PHEX. Woohoo! This is the conclusion there. We've got as high as 1.6 cents, which is fantastic. You guys know I really would like us to get into the 2-3 cent range. Maybe not on this move, but on the next move after. That'd be very nice indeed. Getting the 2-3 cent range, and I think that's not only good for your portfolio values, but also good for attracting more capital into the Hex, more self-fulfilling at that range of 2 to 3 cents. So fingers crossed on them. There we are currently at 1.56 cents on the combined price of PHEX and EHEX, which is looking very, very good indeed. So get excited about that. That is good news and looking good. Looking good. And check my pulse agrees. Woohoo! Hex token pump. Yeah, it's definitely looking good there. All right. So that's really, really cool on the old EHEX PHEX. This is on investdex.io, of course. Big shout out to them with their awesome workstation. That's going to lead us into some of the other cool things happening. Obviously, the validators continue to climb. We've got more and more validators just constantly. Pulsechain is the people's chain. We are validators all around the world. It's pretty amazing. We're at 46,515 validators at the moment. Amazing. And we've got 1.49 trillion off the market, which is just below 10%. Just below 10% of all Pulse is now staked and off the market. Pretty cool. Really, really neat on that. So that's good news. Let's go to the gas prices. Obviously, Ethereum has finally come off the bottom. Ethereum there. Let's go quickly bring up the Ethereum gas prices, which have been last year it was up to about the 10th of October that the gas prices were down at low, like 5 gwei, 6 gwei. And of course, this year it's taken a little while for the gas prices to take another 10 days for the gas prices have started to rise, generally speaking. We're going to have a look at that quickly, just to give you context. So we were pretty much down here in the low 5s and 6 gweis. And of course, now we're finally, for the first day, had quite a more higher level back in the teens and the 20s here. But we have just come down now. And of course, the hours ahead of us, the next 7 hours or so, are typically the lowest gas times during the day, the 24-hour cycle. And of course, we're heading into the weekend as well. So these may very well stay low, depending on whether we get another move in Bitcoin, a bit more busy activity on Ethereum. But definitely, it's down at 7.87. So we're going to keep a watch on that and see whether that does follow, how closely that follows last year's trend. So far, it's 10 days delayed there. So that brings us to the gas prices. And we're 560 times cheaper than Ethereum. And we're 1,382 times cheaper than Bitcoin. So it's wonderful to do business on Pulsechain. The beats at the moment, 463,000 beats are on the low end there. 7/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap, 5/100th of a penny for a Pulse coin transfer, and 1/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. So that is the results for day 161 on Pulsechain. We're in our 6th month, of course, slowly marching through it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're about to start day 162. So a really great day and a green day indeed. And we like green days. That's what we can say. All right, so that's pretty cool. We're going to come back to this map, though, of the upcoming projects, as you can see there. And that is it there. And feel free to let me know if there's other ones you want me to put on the list that I haven't put on there. So let me know. All right, well, let's jump in. We're going to get into the project updates for you that, though. We're going to get into PRC20s and then the min coins, and then we're going to get into the projects. So stay tuned for all that. Before we do that, we've got a few more people in the house. So let's get to some of these comments. Let's see, where do we go up to here? We go up to Discord. Dan West says Lambo shopping Sandy with those shoes. Yeah, those shoes probably could get a Lambo for free with those shoes. What else we got? Stretchel Struggle in the house there. Yo, Superman, good to see you, Stretchel Struggle. Welcome to the chat. I'm still here, extra bullish on EHEX. Well, yeah, it's up pretty amazing, 110% in a couple of days. So in a couple of days, it's done pretty well. Valiant Loki's in the house there. Loki, Guzzle is a lizard and eats bugs. Yeah. What else we got going? Academiciated. Hello all, good to see you as well. Let me jump through some of those comments. Brennan says 1,400, 1,500 for PLSX, says Brennan. So we're currently just over 1,300, and that's the target there for Brennan. So that's kind of cool. Thanks, Brennan, for that. EHEX to Z Moon, says Brennan. Absolutely. Valiant Lucky says, looks like parity is incoming. Yeah, it does really. It does getting closer to that. That's from 2.5 to 1.6 or so. That is very, very close indeed. How many validators can you run on one rig? Well, apparently depending on the rig, but generally I've heard people like, was it Gamma talking about up to about 1,000, I believe. So yeah, that's and there's some better software out there too. It's been a while since I've caught up with that, but that is the last update that I heard. Pulsechain is well and alive. Pulsechain is well and alive, says Christian. Absolutely. Wow, 6 months already. Time is flying. Yeah, well, not 6 months yet, but we're marching through month number 6. We're on day 162 now, starting day 162. 180 days, of course, is the end of 6 months. So we're certainly marching through month number 6 at the moment. But we're still on the first half of it. Hex on Ethereum is dead. It's a dying penny stock. Well, it doesn't appear to be that way. Check my pulse. The market disagrees with you, but I see all your funny faces, which is quite funny. So I love the sarcasm there. Hi, folks. Saturday chats with Superman. Yeah. That's how we go. Butch, good to see you as well. All right. If you haven't smashed the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, all that good stuff. If you want to join and support the channel, hit the join button on Superman Crypto or Hex Token channel, and of course, definitely join our Discord. And get in all the alpha, all the info, and the best community as well. We've got a crypto outline in there as well, which people love. People love that crypto outline. All right, let's go back into the presentation mode. Let's see what's this is my custom list of PRC20s on Pulsechain. I've got it sorted by liquidity, so the biggest liquidity pools at the top. And we have got the best performer there is DAI. It's from the biggest ones there. It's up, well, not best performer, but it's up 12%. PDAI there having a nice little push higher. And, of course, you guys can see that on PDAI is done pretty well. It was actually how much higher. It was actually hit 1/10 of a penny today. It's just back there on a little retrace, but not bad at all on the old PDAI. So that's looking pretty good. Let's order that. That is the PDAI there. Now, all-time high was 3/10 of a penny, so it's got a bit of work to do there. And, of course, trying to get up to that 1 cent, well, it's got quite a bit of work to do there. So there we go. But we'll keep watching it because that's certainly fun. Wrap Bitcoin is done pretty well too. That's up almost 9% to $1.05. Sorry, $105, not $1.05. $105, and there's a lot of difference, right? About 100x. All right, so we got what else there? Tropa there is up 10%, and that's pretty much off the bottom. Teddy Bear down 22%, and Treasury Bill down 12%. Maker is up 9%. Now the two meme coins here, SHIB and Pepe. We've talked about 9-inch decks. These there's a good chance that these will benefit from the 9-inch decks. It is a meme decks, right? So after all, but these haven't really moved too much. Let's have a look at SHIB. SHIB at the moment is well, this one's moved actually on SHIB, but the Pepe one hasn't moved so much. This has been up 5 days in a row. It's currently still pretty cheap, really, for the 9-inch decks. So that really, it's moved 5 days, but really could have quite an upside. We will see. Now, not financial advice, but a good, strong, probability there. Let's see how we get on with the 9-inch decks there and the SHIB community. The other one, of course, is Pepe, and Pepe hasn't moved too much, if I remember rightly. Yeah, Pepe had a rally about a week or so ago. It's consolidated here. It's now at 80887, so it hasn't moved yet either. But I'm sure if a pull pops up on the old 9-inch decks there for Pepe, and I'm sure it will because it's a major meme coin, that will probably rally. Not financial advice, of course. This is more speculative, even though they're the main Pepe brand, like meme brands, compared to the next category, which is even safer in that way. Before we do that, though, let's go to the percentages and have a look what's best. Link token there is up 18%, but it's only 4.8k liquidity. That's pretty much it. Sushi Swap there up 10%, Compound up 10%. Aave up 10%, Curve up 10%, and Maker up 9% there. So there's some other ones there that have had decent little percentages. But let's go to the memes. This is probably a much higher probability play because the memes here are going to be on the 9-inch decks. And, of course, you guys know what those are. That is Where'd the ETH Go, Poor Pleb, and Pulse Dodge PLD is the ticker for that. So that's going to play. But the top performer on the memes list here is the medium-sized memes. Is RFX Reflux. That is up 55%. So we'll have a quick look at that. I haven't talked too much about this one, but it is on my list. And this one here is obviously doing pretty well as a relatively new one, of course. And that is the chart on it so far. And it launched at the best time, right? Just remember that. So don't buy the top, all right? But it did launch at the best time. And, of course, with the Bitcoin rally, and it's taken off there. But remember that there's always a sell-off, and don't buy the top. There we go. Some wise words there from Superman. Not financial advice, of course. You can buy the top if you want. It's up to you. We got Ben there. We got Ben at the moment is up 17% from BitBoy. Well, formerly BitBoy, right? Ben Armstrong. That is up. This is the copy, of course, and 17% on that, which is pretty good actually. Let's have a look. Small liquidity though. 10K liquidity. But let's have a look at this particular pool. Nice little update there, 2 updates there, but you can see it's way down from where it used to be. But nevertheless, ticking away. And it looks like Ben Armstrong is starting to build back his audience again. So he seems to be back. And of course, he's on his own name now. So pretty good there. Pepperlorian is up 13.8%, a little small liquidity. Access Alive is at 9,200, up 8%. Let's jump through some of these others here, a few increases there. But I want to look at, let's look by liquidity. And I want to look at the ones that we're really looking at the moment, the 9-inch decks, and that's where did the ETH go? That is down 2% at the moment, which is funny because the launch is imminent. The launch is imminent, I think within the next 24 hours. Very good chance we'll have that. It's at $1.03 now at the moment on where the ETH go. The high back here 2 days ago was $1.29, and it's currently $1.03 there. So we'll keep a lookout for this one. The other one, of course, is Paul Pleb. Let's have a look at Paul Pleb. We're going to go to the PLS peer. Have a look at that. This is Paul Pleb, and it looks like it's starting to rise again. It's at 507,500 on Paul Pleb. And of course, this is Hexy Bastard's meme coin. What did it get over $1 million, I think, when they raised it, if I remember rightly? You can confirm or deny that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Let's go into the third one, of course, Pulse Dodge, which I actually think is the best one to pick up. Not financial advice, of course, but we are playing probability on the 9-inch DEX launch. It had a nice little rally up here, nice little rally up here, all the way up to, where do you get up to? 0.0058, so almost 6/10 of a penny. It's been tapered off there down to 4/10 of a penny. It's back up almost at 0.5 cent again, and has had a little trying to move higher at the moment from the looks of it on the hourly. This is on the hourly chart. On the daily, so we've got to look on the day. That's the daily chart, so it's had 3 up days. But really, this is still relatively cheap from the beginning. And of course, this is all 3 of these are likely to get a single-sided staking support with the BBC token. That's why they're pretty bullish. And Hexy Busters indicated that they would benefit from that, at least at the beginning of the launch phase, right? Which is going to be a multi-day launch phase. We're expecting 9-inch holders to get the most benefit in the first 24 hours. And then sort of a ramp up over the next couple of days after that. So they're going to have a launch phase on 9-inch. It's going to be a little different from what people are normally used to, from what I can tell. They also look like they're going to obviously have a hex pool with high hex yields in there too, which will be popular as well, and may very well have kickstarted that EHEX possibly. So let's see. That is the 3 memes, but this gets us into a main event. Let's go to our Pulsechain projects. This is category number 4. And really is the main one for me because it's where all the utility and the value. A lot of these projects will be sustainable. Not all of them, of course, but a good amount of them. DEXs and things like that. So, yeah, going to be cool. All right, we can see that Algo at the moment is up 11%. Spike Swap there. Let's look by percentages, actually. We're going to look by percentages there. We've got Trust Swap up 20%. Holy from TYRH game up 20%. P-share for Pulse rate is actually up to 15%. This is defying the odds, the old Pulse rate there, because the daily APR on this is like 16%, which is like 6,500% annually. But normally that would continue to dump down the price, but it has been resistant for the last week or so, up at about $22.27. So, that's kind of cool. What else we got there? Ophir is up 11%. Texan token up 10%. Fame is at 45%. This is one of the top protocols now on Pulsechain. It is up 10% there. I think the APR is about 11% at the moment on the Fame if you're staking. So that's pretty good. And of course, around 65-70% if you are providing LP, the PHLP for Fame, which is the margin trading one there. And they're doing a fantastic business on Pulsechain. So pretty cool. Plant up 8-9%, 10%. Fiat, another one of the PH Universe ones there, the Fork of Aave, is up 9% there, 24 cents. TRH itself, the main token for the GameFi, is up 9% there too. So some nice little rate hikes there as well. But that's going to lead us into liquid loans. So let's talk about liquid loans. Liquid loans at the moment is got a news, of course, the Fetch Oracle, which we've all been waiting for. The Fetch Oracle that we've all been waiting for is being deferred. So that's a nice way of saying it's been delayed. It's been deferred. And of course, we're going to hear from the chief executive, Crypto Crazy, on that. So they have identified an issue, and that means it's going to be pushing out the Fetch Oracle and the big protocols further out weeks from now. So we can see that. Now, where can we see it? We can see that on my list here. Fetch Oracle I pushed all the way out to the 10th of November, which is 3 weeks from now. And then I've got Liquid Loans pushed out at least a week from that. And then Power City 2 weeks from that. And then Pulsepot out even further out at the 2nd of December there. These are guesstimates, these ones back here. So just remember that. But this is set a couple of weeks. 3 weeks is about a couple of weeks. So that's where we are there. So let's play the video.
Here, wanted to give you a very time-sensitive update on Fetch Oracle. Whilst things have been going quite well for us with the review and the audit, unfortunately, we've come across some what will be disappointing news for the community, and that is that we've actually uncovered a bug that's been around for a number of years, unbeknownst to a number of other people. Our QA stress testing has identified this issue. We've remedied the issue, but it actually will cause some delays. And the reason for that is it's something that's been around in the source code for a number of years. There's been a number of audits undertaken of this code, as you may or may not be aware, but we've had to make a really tough decision as a leadership group to actually delay the launch of Fetch. That will unfortunately also have a flow-on effect to other projects like Liquid Loans. But here's the situation. We know that this is an important protocol that launches on Pulsechain, and it will be relied on by a number of different projects. And the reality is that if we don't address this, it would have fundamentally critical issues for other projects relying on Fetch. Now, the process for us is quite clear. We've made the changes to the code. We've provided an update to the auditor. The auditor, Halborn, who's been working closely with us, will actually go through and review the changes to the code, make sure that from an audit point of view, it stacks up. More importantly, we then have to go through our own QA process and then an additional QA stress test, which will be supplemented by a Halborn stress test on the protocol itself. Fundamentally, it means a delay. And the knock-on effect for that for projects like Liquid Loans and others means that we're probably talking weeks of needing to go through this additional process. So we're not talking months, we're talking weeks. So guys, sorry about the disappointing news, but it's timely that we provide this to you now. You're aware of what's going on. We'll always be transparent about these things, but fundamentally, it will have a knock-on effect for other projects. And on that note, we wish you all the best. Thanks.
All right, so that is it from Crypto Crazy, the CEO of Liquid Loans. Of course, Liquid Loans are having the biggest sacrifice after Pulsechain, and of course bringing us the fork of Liquidity that's going to collateralize Pulse, give us a new stablecoin, USDL, and of course offer a whole ton of revenue opportunities on that platform. As well, of course, as being setting up Fetch Oracle, which is our first decentralized Oracle that we will need as a critical piece of infrastructure for Pulsechain, and multiple projects that will launch after that and in the future. So very, very important there, delayed. And of course, I pushed that out for 3 weeks. It may launch earlier, but I've pushed that out for 3 weeks. So I've got that coming in at the moment around about 10th of November, but it could come in a week earlier than that, let's say 2 weeks. But that is a 3-week delay based on my estimate. And of course, Liquid Loans launching about a week after that is what I've got next, maybe as late as the 17th, 18th of November. And then I've got Power City presumably launching after that, at maybe the 25th or at the same time as Liquid Loans. So somewhere in that zone. And of course, then Pulsepot probably later on after that too, which is obviously the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino, and it requires a lot of price calls. And of course, that's what one of the two main things that Fetch Oracle does, provides price calls, and of course, it also provides non-price data as well. So that is the play. So there we go, folks. Very, very exciting. Now you can see we've got other launches on here too, so we're going to talk about that when we come back to it. But that is Liquid Loans update. Now, the other big update, of course, is 9-inch DEX, and this is awesome news. So soon. This came out 7 hours ago. Pretty cool on the old 9-inch DEX there, which I think is pretty good. So yeah, 9-inch DEX coming soon. You can't get much better than that, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, get excited. It's very soon. And so you can see on the map there, it's soon. So what I've done is I've put that on. I've put that on pretty much tomorrow. Tomorrow is what I've got that on there. So in the next 24 hours, basically, I think we've got a very good chance of that launching this weekend, basically. So if it's not tomorrow, the next day, Saturday, Sunday, basically. Very cool. Now, that leads us into some of the other updates here. We've got the sacrifice points are out. So if you sacrifice for 9-inch, remember $16 million sacrifice for 9-inch. So if you're one of those sacrifices, your points have just dropped, which is pretty cool. And yeah, very excited to see that. So there it is, points. Let's go have a look at that. This is the point checker, and you can see it's pretty cool. So yeah, value sacrifice $15.6 million. Total airdrop amount is what's that? We got millions and billions, so 999 billion, so basically 1 trillion in 9-inch tokens going to be dropped. New unique wallets 4,885. So there we are, and of course you got the leaderboard at the bottom here. You can filter by address as well. We got the address and the sacrifice amount, multiplier, and final sack points there as well. So pretty cool referrals and all the details there. So very, very cool. Got some of the big whales at the top. I think one of those is Randy's friend there. Is at the top one there, possibly. And so yeah, that is the play on that. So not bad at all with that. So yeah, probably got Randy's one in there as well somewhere on the referral bonuses. So cool. Very, very cool. Very exciting for that. That is the link there. So I'm going to post that link to you. I have put it in the Discord, but if you want to check your points, if you're not aware of that, then you can do that here. 9-inch points. And that is the link there to those points there. So pretty cool. And that is it right there. Now, we're going to have a quick look at some of the other stuff. We've got some other news here from 9-inch decks coming to launch. Remember, Paul Pleb, Pulse Dodge, and Where the ETH Go are going to benefit early with the single side staking as expected. Obviously, we'll wait for the official stuff, but that is what's been indicated months ago by Hexy Bastard. So if they're still holding to that, that's what we expect. So we're just basing it on the information we know. Randy Halasky there is doing a number one referrer, of course, is doing a interview with the dev, 9-inch dev, Kuno Talks Dex with Randy Halasky. That's coming up in the next about 15 hours from now, something like that. And maybe that's going to have the launch on it. Maybe it will be the launch will be on that show. So we'll see Kuno repping 9-inch Dex Dev Talks with Randy Halasky. So that's coming up too on that. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'll post the link to that if you want to go and watch that Randy Halasky update too. So definitely get out to that. Very, very cool. That is Randy Halasky's show, and you can check that out. Pulse Mafia, pretty cool. So very exciting about that. I think the looks like 9-inch is going to be much bigger than a lot of people think, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The cool thing I do really like about it, apart from all the stuff we talked about, is the fact that it's launching on Ethereum as well. I think that's very, very exciting. And of course, we want to eat some more of that, Uniswap lunch, right? Because they're not real DeFi. They tracking people. They're adding fees. They are blocking Pulsechain, Hex, and PulseX. That true DeFi doesn't turn off stuff like that. And so any protocol that's going to eat their lunch is fantastic. We have a huge community. I know that the word of dexes like 9-inch will get spread far and wide, and we'll start eating some of Uniswap's lunch, which would be pretty cool, and take market share on Ethereum, not just Pulsechain, which is beautiful. Who is the true vampire? I think we're going to be the true vampire here, but we're going to be for the good cause, right? The good cause for a true DeFi, which is the future there. So very excited about that. Can't say enough about that thing, as you can tell. Very excited about that. So very, very cool. Keep a track on that. That is from Hexy Bastard, of course, who's been heading up as the front man. So very, very excited, and that is the kind of play at the moment. So if we go back to the roadmap, that's kind of the expected roadmap. Now, obviously, it can be plus or minus a day or something in that, or a week, depending on what it is. But that is the current run sheet at the moment for expected protocols. There are more, but this is the ones I put up before the live stream. So very cool. So we've got 9-inch potentially within the next 24 hours, potentially very soon, as you saw. And of course, definitely looking good for the weekend. We've got 9MM potentially with their core coming out, possibly by the 21st. And then, of course, got DBZN crypto and DBZN NFTs coming out. And I think this will be very bullish on Pulsechain, which is going to be pretty cool. We're going to quickly look at that too. Let's go and have a look at the Zen ecosystem quickly. We can see that has been pumping on PZen. So PZen's looking good. And yeah, there was some profit taking here by some people earlier. But it's going back up here, and man, this thing could really fly. and super pump on this. So let's see how this goes. I think it's going to be super popular on the old market there. So pretty cool. Let me just jump away from that just a minute. Yeah, so we're going back to that. So yeah, DBZ crypto, that's on the 23rd, so that's coming up pretty fast. And then we're going to follow probably by Mintra before the 31st of October, and that's coming up in here as well. And then of course Sugar Beet coming up after that with this Shake and Stake, I think it is Steak and Shake, something like that. Yeah, Steak and Shake, and of course that's going to be bullish too, especially around Richard Hart tokens and Beetroot as well. So if you want to speculate on some Beetroot, that might be worth doing. Let's have a quick look at that before we move in. So PZN looking really good. This thing could hyper pump as well. We've got the launch phase coming in here for 2 protocols. Zen, DBZ and crypto, particularly bullish for that because you have to burn Zen, which is going to be pretty good. Let's have a look at the other ones. We're going to quickly go back to Pulsechain projects and quickly look at that. So we're going to look at Beetroot. I'm just looking for Beetroot here. Let's do it by token sort. As Beetroot. Now I think Beetroot's undervalued, and I'm pretty sure Randy Lassie thought that too. I'm pretty sure he probably hasn't changed his mind on that. But that's where we're out there, 00011. Yeah, look at that. It's starting to rise, and I do think it's undervalued. In any case, by the time that we get up to Sugar Beet, that's going to add a bit of rally in there. So that's another tip there. So you can take these as little tips there. If you're after little tips of what's looking good, then obviously launches are where crypto flows, money flows into the new launches, right? So that's pretty bullish. And then once again, we've talked about Fetrock and everything else that's been pushed out a couple of weeks at least. So that is on the back end. And there are going to be other launches in the mix here, and I'll add them as I put them in. So they're definitely so many. We've got over 180 projects coming. Most of them haven't launched, so it's going to be a busy time for Pulsechain. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo to you. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so that's looking pretty good. We've got the other one, of course, is Mintra. Thank you, man. Are we busy or what? Mintra. Let's talk about that. We've got Mint here, so let's have a look at the token. This has been added yesterday. So this token's been added to the project list yesterday. And this is the chart. And it's been, obviously, you just kind of ignore the beginning price. But basically, it has had a taper off here. But this is on the 15-minute chart here. And you can see it's just pretty much flatlined down the bottom here at 0.004, so 0.4 of a penny. I believe it is below the sacrifice price. You can let me know. But I think that is the case. Yeah, that is where we're at, 0.4 of a penny at the moment. There was no liquidity added into this from the team, so it's controversial. And so that was an issue. But now there's 114K, so the market has provided it. 140K on Pulsex. There is also a pool on PHUX. I'm going to quickly look at PHUX as well. I'll get to the comments in a minute. I realize I'm a bit behind on the comments, but we'll get there. Let's have a look here. We've got, let's see, here we go. Let me see here. Let's have a look here. So let's wait for that to refresh. That's going to come soon. Anyway, so at the moment it's got 114K. So that was when I first looked at this, it was like a couple of $1,000, and now it's at 114. It's still down 30%, but wait, this may have a rally. We'll be looking out for it. Now, obviously, this was a pretty big sacrifice, 10 million, and sometimes sacrifices can be overcapitalized. I do feel that this one's probably overcapitalized, but we will see how it performs. It is, in my view, kind of at what I've seen at the moment, the best looking product in the NFT space. And so, yeah, it's probably going to do pretty well. That being said, I think some of the others that have launched already are pretty good as well. So it's going to be competitive. We're going to have 7 NFT marketplaces at least in the space, and probably 60-70% of those are pretty high quality looking protocols. So it's going to be pretty competitive in the market. Now, they've got to do 2 things, right? You got to compete for market share in the existing market. You've also got to create a bigger market, right? So you got to get more project teams, more NFT collections, more DeFi NFT collections, which is a big theme happening on Pulsechain, is that a lot of the NFT collections are trying to get into the DeFi, which is fantastic. That's where we want to head with that. So it's kind of that sort of stuff. The other thing is unclear. It is unclear whether Gerardo will be streaming and building the market up for that. That is, one could argue, is a big question mark. So we're going to wait to see that. Now, I'm optimistic that something might happen like that, but we will see where that leads to, because it's pretty important, that the influencer, backs up, help grows it, at least for, a period of time in the future. Once again, that may or may not happen. So just take that into account. Let's go look at PHUX. and I think it's called Gerardo is the pool. Let me have a look. I think it's called Gerardo. So we'll have a look at that. Okay, maybe it's not. I misspelled that, have I? Gerardo. Gerardo pool. Yeah, there we are. So Gerardo pool is on PHUX. PHUX there at TVL 32 million is number one TVL project at the moment. Will 9-inch decks give it a run for its money? We will see. We will see. But certainly doing pretty well there. Actually, it's not even. I've put the name in, but it's actually not coming up there. Not sure why that is. I thought that was set up on here. Gerardo. Not coming up at all on there. Oh, there it is down here. So at the moment, it has got 154K in it. And what's the volume? 159,000. It says $1,600 in fees. 225% APR at the moment. Looking pretty good. What's the ratio? 80% mint token. There's 29, almost 30 million mint in there with 123K at the moment. Pulse is 20% of the pool. 624 million Pulse. $31,000 in value for that at the moment. So that's the Gerardo pool. So you've got two options, right? You got the PulseX there, V2 on PulseX, and you also got the P8, the PHUX pool as well. So not too bad. You add those up together, I guess. You've got 142, 280. Is it 280? Am I doing the math right there? 280 K in liquidity. So yeah, nice start, strong start there, and the market made it happen, right? So we'll see what goes on there. I don't know who provided the liquidity in here, but presumably the market as well. And that's kind of where we're at the moment. So kind of cool. Now, the top pools on PHUX though, Prime PHUX, $6 million. Bridge pool there is at 3.3, and RH Max there at 3.2, followed by Coast at 3.1, and those are the leaders at the moment. And then 4G is at just under 2 million. So that's the top 5 on PHUX, crushing it actually. CST stable, of course, continuing to grow, really positive there, $2.5 million in value of CST stablecoin inside the PHUX there, which is pretty good. Onwards and up to 50 million. That's where we want to head with that, right? That's where we want to head. Get out there and use your Coast referral. That's all I can say. So that is looking good there for Mitra. Let's jump over to the news. And of course, this is the news that we had out here yesterday. And it is that the token supply, where is it here? Where's it gone? Let's back up down here somewhere. Let's go. We had that already. We had that one. Where'd it go? Up here. Oh, there we are. So that is the token address for Mitra. We just talked about that. It was live on mainnet yesterday. You mint your tokens are now your dominion and control and have zero value. Obviously, they have value now. They're 0.4 of a penny. The Mitra NFT platform itself and all remaining contracts will go live on Pulsechain mainnet within the next 7 days. And that's why we have Mitra out here. But it's going to launch before the 31st of October is expected. That is the current expectation. Now, we also had a bit more out here, I think. We had Gerardo make a comment, and Gerardo put this out earlier. I remember when Hex launched, he says, main peer was Hex Ethereum on Uniswap V1. Initial liquidity was low, less than 50K. People kicked, cried, and complained. The bull market came. Hex found product market fit, ran thousands of X's at the top. Bid side liquidity was 50 mil. Some made some money, some were left behind. Story of BTC all over again, lesson on life. However, there's been quite a few influences of people actually getting in there, and we've got Katie in there making comments about that. So you can read that. Obviously, we're a no drama channel, but there are some comments there. Top Gun, Hex and DN in there, a few other influences playing around there as well. So you can definitely check that out. Now, obviously, a little controversial about not providing liquidity. That's at least stated. So that's where some of the issues have been there. But anyway, we wish Mitra and NFT Marketplace well, and we look forward to the platform launching. And when the platform launches, maybe this price is going to do a nice hyper rally in before the end there. So you can always look at that too. You will be able to stake the mint token on the platform, which will be pretty cool too. And of course, if you're wondering what that looks like, we've got it on testnet. What the Mitra NFT Marketplace, and it is a very beautiful looking site, and it's got all the features, bells and whistles. So it is a pretty full NFT Marketplace there. So pretty neat. All right. There's the staking page. There's the staking page. That's the staking page there. It's what it will look like when it goes live once the contracts have been put up there. So pretty cool. So that is some of the cool stuff coming. And I hope you guys will get excited because it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get into the Hex Daily Stats, because we're up to an hour and 5 minutes, we're going to get the Hex Daily Stats. Check out hex.com. We'll get into the chat there. And before we finish off our final title, and let me catch up here. There's so much stuff happening. It is awesome. What a great place to be is Pulsechain. That's all I can say. Let's see who's got here. We've got Joey in the house there. Hey, y'all. Good to see Joey. We got up to there. I think we got up to that comment. Up through all those. We got up to Butch. Did we get up to Butch? I think we did. Hi, folks. Saturday chats with Superman. I'm pretty sure we got up to Butch there. Brownie says, still buying Hex on both chains like it's going out of fashion. Can't wait for the bull run. It's going to be exciting. I'm not really too familiar with the Hex project there, but I'll maybe try and look it up later. Good luck with that, Brownie. Well, definitely getting a rig for validating will be unobtainable in the future with 32 million pulse. It will be. Check my pulse. So if you've been accumulating, that's a smart move. Bitcoin Chris says, hi, guys. Nice day for portfolio today. Yeah, everyone's enjoying the portfolio bump, that's for sure. I remember, was it yesterday? KDP was saying, has everybody finished selling yet? Has everyone been? In other words, you know, when we had those little mini rises, we've had this several times. There would always be traders and stuff that come and sell down the chart. But we are breaking through some new territory today from the looks of it. So good times. Vance says, which do you think will do best, Paul Pleb on Pulse or Paul Pleb on Ethereum? Trying to start a new controversial. Well, you know, I know that Hexy Bastard thinks Ethereum will do better. He's made that comment in the past. What do I think? I think Pulsechain's going to do pretty good. I think they're both going to do well, and that's a pike out. I know it's a pike out, but I think they're both going to do well. But I think Pulsechain's going to be awesome. So I think the relativity might be better on Pulse, but I also think that maybe PLD will outperform. I know Paul Pleb is pretty popular, and there's a lot more users, right? So there's tons. I think there's thousands on Paul Pleb, and there's only hundreds on Pulse Dodge PLD. So it's going to be fun to see that game on. You can check your points if you did MCR, Paul. Yeah, so if you sacrifice with them, you can check that. Just click on the display button at the top and enter your wallet address. So some good insights there from Sandy Beach on that. Thank you very much. Hey, we've got Randy in the house. What's up? What's up, Randy? Thanks for the shout out. Hey, you're welcome, man. Keep crushing it. Randy does a great job out in the marketplace there. And he'll be doing full on coverage of 9-inch decks, I'm sure. And we will try to keep up with that. Dan Wednesday says, Randy, Sue greetings. There we go. What is that? I want to be a full on beetroot. Yeah, I think beetroot's pretty good. And I think it's underpriced. So we'll see that. We'll probably see fun because we've got so many launches at the moment. Probably see funds flow back into the quality DeFi protocols when there's not a lot of launches on. So that's probably the case there. Big shout out to everybody from Randy. What else we got? Let's go there. Randy says, good to see PX is slow to load for you too. Yeah. And this is on a Mac too. I'm sure I don't know if you're using a Mac, but it is slow on there. Tomba says, Gerardo didn't want his face as a Telegram icon, so I get the feeling he may not stream about Mincha. Yeah, that is the feeling. So I'm not sure whether sacrifice holders will be happy about that. Maybe an implied thing. I don't know. I really didn't participate myself, so it's not something I've got stake in. But I do wish that. Well, it is a fantastic site. So fingers crossed on all that. It's probably going to do well. I suggest. Brendan says, would it have been good if Gerardo put some of SAC money for liquidity, but no expectations? I guess. Yeah, I would agree with that. Once again, we wish the project well, and we'll see where it goes. Freedom Channel, Family Channel, no drama channel, absolutely lies beneath. That is true. Brendan says, I don't have X, so don't know what that topic was going to come up, lol, says Brendan. I'm not even sure what topic is that, Brendan? I'm not sure. When the red candle's coming, I want to do some more accumulation, says Butch. Yeah, well, we'll see. It's certainly heading towards the top of the RSI. So if you want to see an idea when the chart's sort of getting overheated, RSI is pretty good. We are in kind of a little bit unusual circumstances because if Bitcoin decides to step up on another day, then RSIs can get overheated. And so they're pretty good generally to follow RSIs as well as moving averages, short and long, medium. But yeah, for example, you can see the RSI on Pulse is getting pretty up there, 67. 70 is kind of where it starts getting in what we call overbought territory, but it can stay up there quite high. And we've seen that on EHEX, right? So EHEX is a good example of where it's getting overheated, but it's staying up there. And we can actually go to that quickly while we're talking about it. Let's go to Pulsechain projects. Let's go to Pulsechain and EHEX. Let's look for that. EHEX. And you can see EHEX is in the overbought territory, right? So it's over 70. It's up here at 85. So it's very, very high indeed. And typically they come down when they get up there. And that's a good indication of what's going on. That's the daily. And it's also important to look at the shorter time frames as well. But as Brennan pointed out, and he's our TA specialist in Discord, if you go to even longer time frames, like I think what we were in weekly, I think maybe we were in weekly. I can't remember now. I think we were in weekly. The weekly is really low, so we've only just started printing recently a weekly chart for the RSI, and it's super low, so 37. Brennan was arguing that we could get up to 50 potentially on the weekly, and therefore we could stay on the daily. We have the RSI up here for a while in the overbought territory. So that longer time frame definitely gives you more perspective there. So yeah, EHEX on absolute tear at the moment. So pretty neat on that. All right, well, let's get to the Hex Daily Stats. We're up to an hour and 11 minutes. I've got 4 minutes to do the Hex Daily Stats. Let's go hex.com, check it out. You can buy Hex and burn it and get some T-shares and start mining Hex on both the Pulsechain and Ethereum. And let's get into the results for the day. We got day 1418 on Ethereum. We got the 20th of October. We've had 5 days in a row of price movements, and today's was the best of the best, 31.6%. Awesome. And of course, we got the payout per T-share is at 6.84 Hex per T-share. Interesting. I don't normally comment on the ROI, but it's at 105x of the low price, which was the 5th of January 2020, and it's over 100x again. So it's good to see. Bring on the 10,000x, right? That's what we want to bring on 10,000x. But there we got the share rate is at 0, and we're at 29,940, so it's almost at 30,000. 7.08 years is the average mining length. 40% APOI. This is for existing T-share miners. Amazing. Looking really good there. Let's have a look at the T-shares. The T-share are up to 2,800. So Hex is really easy to understand. We have a reward pool and a ownership pool. The ownership pool has T-shares, which stands for trillions of shares. That is the ownership pool, and that has got a little bit bigger today by 2,800 T-shares, and we're sitting at 9,772,000 T-shares. Now, that's how much we've got in the ownership pool, but of course, that used to be over 11 million. It used to be about 11.2 million, I believe, in T-shares. So that's really shrunk, which means you're getting more of that reward pool, which is pretty cool. Let's have a look at the lock percentage of coins. 9.3% of all Hex is locked on the Ethereum chain. Pretty awesome penalties today. 4 million in Hex penalties. We got 66.8 million in the reward pool that I was talking about. And of course, all those T-share owners are going to get those rewards, which is pretty amazing. Now, we've got liquid holders up a massive 154 on the old ETH chain. Isn't that amazing? And we've had quite a few days of increase in liquid holders. Not surprising as the price goes up, it attracts more attention. We're at one miner. So we have been bleeding out miners, but we're at one miner there. 119,888 is the miners there, and this is our first increase for a while. So that's pretty cool. Moving to Pulsechain, day 161, of course, is the 20th of October, and we've got the price there almost at a penny, 0097, so 9700th of a penny. We're up almost 12% on the price change, which is awesome. The payout per T-share is 6.6 Hex per T-share. That's the main number that you're looking at. Of course, the more T-shares you have, the more rewards you get. The share rate pretty much the same, 30,101. So that's about 100 or so higher than on the Ethereum chain. The average mining length is shorter though, 6.89 years. The APY well below that 40%, but still absolutely stellar, 37.94% on the APY for existing T-share miners. The ownership pool up massive on the Pulsechain, up 25,500, and we're sitting at 9,837,000 T-shares. So quite a bit more T-shares on the old Pulsechain. Look at the lock percentage of coins, 9.63% of all Hex is locked on the old Pulsechain. We had pretty modest penalties though. We had 4 million on each chain, but we're only at 600,000 on the Pulsechain, and the reward pool smaller there, 65.1 million, which is still spectacular. Let's look at the growth numbers on Pulsechain. We're up 67 liquid holders today. And of course, I think this is the first day that ETH chain bet out Pulsechain for liquid holders. We're at 67, and the current miners up 11. We've got 124,600 miners, so almost 5,000 more miners on the Pulsechain, which is not surprising. It is the chain of adoption. We can see that super cheap, super fast, and of course, all these assets and valuations on Pulsechain. So pretty amazing. That is the results for day 161. So we're on day 1419 for ETH chain, and we're on day 162 for Pulsechain. hex.com. Of course, check it out. And if you got any questions, get into our Discord, links in the video description. And of course, we've got a crypto helpline there as well. And we can help you out with the practical side of things, especially some of our community leaders like Brian, that absolutely crush it. Jenny's amazing. There's a lot of people there that can help you out. All right, that is pretty much it. What a day in the office. We'll be watching this mint price as well as the lead up into the launch of Mintra. But there's so much happening on all these charts at the moment. Look at this EHEX. It really is awesome to see. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. And I forgot to show the screen, which is typical. I forgot to show the screen after all that. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, I've read out the numbers. So I hope you guys enjoyed the numbers. Unfortunately, I won't be able to bring that to you. I just realized I had the screen not showing, which is hilarious. But hey, this is the way it goes. I must be smoking marijuana or something like that. Family channel. What else? Let's see where we're going here. No screen super, lol. Yeah. It's just the way it goes, Brennan, unfortunately. We're going to wrap up anyway. Machiavelli, rockets up and to the right. Great show, Hex Token, except for the last couple of minutes. That was not bad at all. All right, take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. But until then, let's play out some cool music on the way out. We almost it was almost perfect. I almost did a perfect show, but hey, sometimes that's just the way it happens. I'm going to leave you some wise words. No, I'm not going to use the wise words. Let's see. Where am I going to go here? I'm going to play out something here. Let me find out. I want to play some Richard Hart. Let's play some Richard Hart on the way out, just to end on a high. All right, peace out, everybody. Bye for now. Take care. Woo!
If it accrues so much value and gets so many users, yeah, the fees will go up. And you'll just get really, really rich holding Pulse watching. Oh no, more really, really rich people. Like, you can't, here's the thing. You cannot force a free market to keep things cheap, because then crappy use cases that aren't valuable will outbid useful and valuable use cases. And do you want your chain with limited capacity to be filled up with crap? No, you don't want your chain filled up with crap. You want it filled up with nice, good things. Well, then how do you know what the difference between nice and crap is? By bidding. And the people that see more value in the chain pay more to use the chain. And then your limited resource chain, through the bidding mechanism, is filled with the most valuable things that people can fill it with. And so this like socialist USSR decree that, oh, we're just going to have cheap fees forever, it doesn't work. Because there's a finite amount of space and you have to allocate it to certain users. And who should you allocate it to? Those that can most afford it, because they're bidding with their money for how valuable the transaction is. So the solution to a limited resource isn't to screw around with the pricing. The solution to a limited resource is to create more of the resource. So the Ethereum chain is full. Great. Well, we're going to make one with 4 times more throughput and it won't be full. It'll be empty, and let's go fill it up.